Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 9th episode of our gaming news podcast, the PackCast. Representing the Game Pack today, we have the Genebo, Dan from the Tea Lounge, myself, Phil Fantastic, and a very special guest, Relyea. Relyea will be co-hosting this week as Cool Trainer Camillo was unavailable for undisclosed reasons. Relyea, why don't you introduce yourself, speak a little bit about your channel and your experience on YouTube.
All right, I can do that. So first off, thank you guys so much for having me here. I'm very excited. I haven't done a whole lot of these, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready. My name is Relyea. I do a lot of tips, tricks, and how-to videos. Started out with Zelda Breath of the Wild, and then kind of did Sea of Thieves, and kind of jumped around, tried a bunch of different games, and kind of stumbled on Hollow Knight. That's been kind of my bread and butter for the last year or so. It's been like my main game, and I test other games here and there, and whatever else, and that's pretty much it. My whole goal, I got lost when I was playing Hollow Knight, and I could not find a video on how to get this one ability. I mean, I spent 2 to 3 hours. I was watching people's Let's Play videos and watching them backwards, and could not find a single video on how to find the Shade Cloak. So I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
I'm gonna make that video. And then come to find out, oh wait, you need like 10 different things to get the Shade Cloak. So I had to make like 10 videos just to get to the Shade Cloak. And then I'm like, okay, apparently I'm a Hollow Knight YouTuber now. And so I kind of stumbled on it, and some of the videos took off, and I started putting some of the videos on the Hollow Knight wiki page, and I've got nothing but really good feedback, and it's been going really well. So
That's amazing.
yeah,
Well, we're extremely happy to have you. So let's get into this week's news stories. First story of the day. Masuda from Pokemon responds to all the anger regarding Pokemon not being in Sword and Shield, being held back, the national dex being removed. So his response was, we have a quote here, they hear all of the anger and disappointment, but they aren't changing their plans to only have some Pokemon return from previous games. Which means, guys, I'm sorry, your complaints, your petitions, your change.orgs, they did not work. We will not see every single Pokemon in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I will say that we are going to put a pin in this conversation because we are missing Cool Trainer Camillo, and he is an integral member of the Pokemon News Squad here at the Game Pack. And if we talked about this news story without him, I think that you guys would not be getting the full slice of the pie. So, on that note, I want to move directly into Mario Maker 2. Came out on Friday, Friday at midnight. I got my copy Thursday at 9 p.m. because I live on the West Coast, and I was watching John's stream, and he was trying to boot up his digital copy, and he didn't get in until like 12:02. So
they need to fix that. They honestly need to fix that.
I know. I actually wanted to touch on that. Like, why can't they? What's the holdup? Like,
I don't know. Every major Nintendo release, like even like the Smash characters, like Joker took 3
DLC.
hours to download.
It's
like,
so odd.
You know that everybody's going to be trying to load this game up and download your games. Just be ready for it. Like I don't understand why it's why.
I mean, it must be that it's just such an overload of people pinging the system to be like, is my copy valid? Is my copy valid? Is my copy valid? That like they can't process all of those requests in like a timely fashion. So I mean, 2 minutes, I guess that's pretty fast.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it's still kind of annoying. Like, because I preloaded the game was already downloaded.
Yeah, you have it.
But I just had to keep like clicking, like try to open it up, and it just goes, you can't play this yet. You can't play this yet. You can't play this yet.
Yeah.
There was a day one patch. Am I right, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I did have to update it.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I could have done that beforehand.
I think we're on 1.0.1.
Yes, we are.
But yeah, so let's get right into it. I would have been able to play my physical copy faster than John had I had my Switch with me when I was at the store, but I didn't. But I just wanted to make that point because at least once an episode we like to argue about physical versus digital, and I thought, why not during the Mario Maker segment? Okay, so the first thing I wanted to touch on is the first question I wanted to pose to you guys, I guess would be a better way to phrase that. What are you guys seeing a lot of in the levels and in the game that you didn't expect? And I'll start with you, John.
So a lot of the new features that weren't in Mario Maker, the original, people are using them more often than the old ones. Like, I've seen a ton of 3D World style levels.
Right.
There's not many. There's like Super Mario World style, and then there's like 3D World style, and then the rest have a couple. The clear conditions, a lot of people are using those.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
I love those.
They are good, but like, people don't understand. If you make a really hard level outside of the clear condition, you don't need the clear condition.
It's a clear condition on its own to beat just an extremely difficult platforming level.
Yeah.
You don't need to like hide 260 golden coins that like you need to then make the goalpost show up. Like, that's just obnoxious. But I mean, it's if you want to make it super duper expert mode, then that's the way to do it. But
if you want nobody to play your levels,
I would say that I would give it a good try. When I'm streaming this and I'm playing it with people, I'm like, I'll try. But like, listen, this is not like, I don't really go out and say like, your level's bad. But like, I'll try them and I'll give them a shot. But like, if it's like something that's really built poorly, I'm just like, I'm gonna move on. Who else wants to speak to about what are you seeing that you didn't expect? Now, I think Relyea, is this your first experience with Mario Maker? Did you have the first one?
I did not have the original Mario Maker, but I grew up playing Mario, like the NES, SNES. I played pretty much all of them, even Galaxy. But then after that, not so much. I kind of dropped off. So it's really nostalgic, but I feel like a lot has changed, or I just thought I was a lot better than I was. There's probably some of that in there too.
That is an experience that I had when I played Mario Maker 1. Is that I was like, oh yeah, like I am so good at Super Mario Brothers 3.
I beat the game.
I'm amazing. I saved the princess. And then you get in there with like people who are like really good, and you're like,
it's not.
It's not the same though.
It's not the same. If you're good at Mario, it doesn't mean you're going to be good at Mario Maker, because you're seeing
it's
things.
Not you, it's them. It's the levels.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just a different.
It's a different kind of game.
It's
with
with different mechanics and different things you have to learn.
Like P-switch jumps, that's not a thing.
Yeah, if you're going into this thinking that this should be a Mario game, you're not going to have a good time, because it's not a Mario game.
It's more of a level maker featuring Mario, kind of.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. It's been a very steep learning curve. Like, I was starting off with a normal mode, and I don't think I got past 7 levels in a row, which I'm not overly. I'm a little ashamed. Okay, I'm a little ashamed. I saw you guys playing. I saw another buddy of mine, Jesse Mercury, who got up to like 130. He's just like, yeah, this is easy at this point. Now it's just about how long am I gonna go for. I'm like, I got this. I can do that. 7.
So I was watching your stream, and I'm just thinking you should play the story mode. That will get you used to
I need to.
of the different mechanics and different play styles.
Definitely.
And those are actually made by Nintendo, so there are
they're not
checkpoints. There's safeguards.
Well, I mean, most of them are pretty good, but some of them are stinking bad.
Yeah,
that's what I'll say.
How frustrated are you guys with the new? What is it called? The one where the blocks move left and right and whatever else. It's like a little trail. I feel like it's so slow and so agonizing. The snake. Oh my gosh, that is the most frustrating thing ever. Like, as soon as I get on one and I can see I'm going to be on this thing for a little while, I'm like, I'm ready to skip.
Yep.
Yeah, it's what I like to call filler content. It's making the level inflatedly hard, and I mean, not hard, but long, just for the sake of making it long. Yeah, and then there's going to be a troll at the end that basically kicks you off, and you have to do it all again.
Yep.
I feel like you're a little jaded. Like, not all levels are that bad. There are pretty good developers out there.
There's great, if we're talking from a YouTube point of view, there's viewers who come to these Mario Maker streams who are very good at making Mario Maker levels. And I just think that it's a skill that people have. Definitely. And, when you give the freedom to everyone to do it. Not everyone's a game designer, and it's a majority of the people are not good game designers, a very large majority. So it's not always gonna be good. It's not always gonna be good. Yeah. And then speaking of that, we're adding the YouTube element into it. How do you think YouTube changes and or enhances and or ruins the game experience? Dan, why don't you go first?
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. I streamed the first Mario Maker exactly once, and I did not enjoy it at all. The second one I wasn't even going to pick up, but we actually, my wife and I received a free code from a friend.
Oh, that's nice.
Not bad.
Yeah, and so we're like, all right, free code, sure, we'll try it. And I have not publicly streamed it for a very good reason. And I don't intend to, because mainly when I was playing through Mario Maker 1, I'd get people, like it seemed like the entire, not the entire chat, but most of the chat became, I'm new here, you'd better play my level, and you'd better like it.
Yep.
Do it now.
A little bit.
And here's my code.
Yep. And there's a lot of do it now.
Mm-hmm. And in between every single level, are you playing mine yet? When's mine gonna happen? And then I get to theirs, and it's a troll level that is stupid and takes forever. And I don't have the time, energy, or patience to sit through nonsense of a beginning, to go through a door, to die, to have to squeeze right out of the way of a falling enemy, just to die again, because there are so many. Oh no, I will never ever want to stream Mario Maker or Mario Maker 2 publicly. No.
So, Dan, we can say that you think that it makes the experience worse?
I think the experience is, the concept itself is flawed. To touch on a little what you were talking about before, the general public does not have level design knowledge or education. So there will be many, many, many bad levels, and you will be lucky to find a good level. Good levels are good. Sure. Great. Find them. I challenge you. Early enough when there aren't millions and millions of levels to sift through, like right now, there's a lot smaller of a pool, so it might be a little easier to find certain things. But there are still trolls about. There are still people making horrible, evil, devious levels.
But when there's more levels, wouldn't that make it so that way they've been voted up, they've been voted down, and it's been kind of sifted through?
That is the attempt to try to find good levels, yes. I will say I do have to preface this a little bit. I have not gotten to Course World yet in Mario Maker 2 because I couldn't even get through the story mode. Nintendo, it seems, took a cue from everyone else and started making levels of the type that they make, okay? So they're doing things that they've seen people do to try to showcase some of the new mechanics, and it's but how would I think to do this? And it just feels like not even consistent. I have an example. Oh, I've got an example. So I was playing through the story mode, and I realize this is just turning into a me rant about Super Mario Maker.
I'm super into it. Keep going.
But yeah, so I was playing the story mode, and I came across a level that was you have to ride these thwomps across a lava pit and hop from thwomp to thwomp and be safe and get to the end. Cool. Okay, fine. Great. The very next level, the thwomps kill you if you try to stand on them. Because it's a different game style. And there's... So, two things about the different game styles. I realize that the different game styles are going to have different mechanics to kind of try to more match what the original game was like. That's great. I'm all for that. But they're not consistent. Some of the things within the game style are consistent and true to the original game, while other things they've added to be consistent across the board with all game styles. Like, for example, I think the Shelmet you can use in any game style, even though it was never in most of those games, if any of them.
No, not in any of the originals.
I don't think it was in any games, actually.
Yeah, so it's not consistent as to being true to the game, and it's not consistent across all the games. So it just seems kind of like a crapshoot as to what mechanic will work and will not work, and I don't feel like I have the energy or compunction, if I'm using that word correctly.
I wouldn't have any idea.
To want to to want to devote my time to learning the intricacies of every single game style, so that when I see a game style, I'll know what is allowed and what is not allowed within the context of Mario Maker 2 specifically, because it's even different than Mario Maker 1. Oh, and then
oh my God.
And then, I mean, I could keep going. Maybe I should hold off and then reel it in.
Maybe we could change your opinions or help you see it a different way.
Yeah. I mean, I was getting triggered playing these things because, like, there was a level where you have to get a shoe. Oh, this isn't even consistent. Here's the next one. There was a level where in the and this is still the Nintendo designed levels, where you get a shoe, you go into a shoe, and then you go through a door. There's nothing you can really do. So I had to go back through the door to the beginning, and there was a circle of boos. I had to kill each boo to get a key. Thanks for telling me that's what I was supposed to do. You didn't, but I figured out that I could stomp on the boos with the shoe, okay? Then I got a key. So I go through the door, I get to the next spot, I find a Shelmet, I have to stumble around until I randomly figure out that you can raise the level of a sideways moving thwomp, so that it'll be on the level to hit some blocks, okay? And then, so now I have a Shelmet and a boot, okay? So I'm hopping around in a boot wearing a Shelmet, and I come across one of those flying machines that shoots fireballs, okay? So I go into that flying machine. I immediately jump out of the flying machine and die because I thought pressing jump button like when you're swimming would go up. No, it's just the direction pad. So I had to figure that out. That's fine. That's a mechanic. I figured out, okay? So then I'm in this thing. I'm wearing a boot. I'm wearing a Shelmet. I'm flying around in this thing. I come across a row of boos, or a circle of boos. I'm like, ooh, I've got to kill these things to get the key, as was in the beginning of the level. Okay, so I have a boot while I'm in this flying machine. So I position myself over the boo and lower down so that I can kill the boo with the shoe that I'm wearing inside this machine. Nope, instead, it takes my boot. It gives me damage and takes my boot. What the heck? You actually have to hop out of the flying machine to use the boot to kill the boos. And then, after doing that...
Oh my gosh.
I didn't get a key! What the heck? What the heck? At that point, I was like, this is stupid. This is ridiculous.
This is the greatest explanation of a Mario Maker level ever.
Yep.
Yes! And that's the Nintendo-created level!
But I think they did that on purpose so you could learn that.
Yeah.
You learned it
I played
way.
that level.
Yes,
I played that level.
Yes, and that's exactly why the game is bad. Because if that's the level the lesson they're trying to teach you, that's going to be the experience across the board with all of the levels.
Well, once you learn it, you're good.
It's not going to be consistent. Anything you do will not make any sense until you've done it over and over and over again within the individual level.
Welcome to life.
Yeah. No, welcome to garbage design of a game.
Mario Maker is total chaos.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
There's no rhyme or reason within a game.
But that's the whole point. That is the whole point.
There's a rhyme.
Arbitrary things that you have to arbitrarily figure out every time you go into a level is not good level or not good game design. A good game will teach you the rules and then stick to them, maybe twist them a little, but still remain within the realm of being true to the rules that it taught you.
Well, can I jump in here,
so
Dan?
that you can be successful?
Dan, do you want to take a breath real quick so you don't pass out?
Yes.
So I will speak to what you're saying is the game setting up the rules and sticks to them. This game does set up the rules and it does stick to them. You may not like them, but the game does set up the rules for each individual Mario game, and it does stick to them. It doesn't change. You don't go into a Super Mario 3 level, and you're like, oh, I can stand on the thwomp this time, and then you go into a Super Mario World level again, you're like, oh, I can't step on the thwomp anymore. Like, oh, no. Like, the rules for each individual world are always the same. You just have to learn them. And
I will agree with you to an extent.
And that's what story mode, excuse me. And this is what story mode is for, is to like literally walk you through, like, and it's not your favorite type of game, but story mode literally is there to teach you. Every single job that you take is a teaching moment. They're teaching you a different puzzle, like piece of the game. And then when you're done with, I don't know, I'm only halfway through, but like when you're done, build 100 levels, you have, passed Mario Maker school. So, like, you've got your degree in, like, building
it's more like
or
an
whatever.
AA, I think.
It's more like what?
It's more like an AA. Probably not a bachelor's. Yeah.
It's an associate's
degree.
Yeah, it is.
Might be your high school diploma.
You know, kind of what it reminds me of? Like, I'll agree to you to an extent that within each individual game, there is a rule set that it does stick to, but people can change the stipulations in which are required to get through a level within each type of game. Like they can choose whatever style they want and make stipulations that you wouldn't immediately know. So those can very much change from level to level, even within the same game style, for example.
Sure. Like, for example, I played a level this afternoon, and normally to, like, get to a high place, you would like just jump off a bad guy or just run and jump or something. What I had to do was find a wiggler that was hidden inside of a question mark block, get the wiggler out, and then jump off the wiggler to get on top of the thing. But like, I don't think that's necessarily bad. That's just you just gotta figure it out.
It's not necessarily, and like the thing about there's 100 levels to teach you, like Mario Maker School, 100 levels long.
Well, they don't all teach you,
right? I've gotten maybe through 20, maybe 30 levels so far, and they're getting like the more and more convoluted they get, the more and more like, do I really want to get into this environment? Because what it feels like to me is you get a job as a caretaker, okay? And this isn't any like shade against caretakers or anything. This is just an example of the type of things. You're being trained to care for this creature, okay? And this creature has so many different stipulations that if you fail any of these stipulations, he will bite your head off and you will die, okay? So the caretaker trainer is going over all the rules with you as to what to do to avoid being eaten by this creature. And some of the examples are, if when you enter the room he's facing left, leave immediately and wait until he turns right. And then you can enter without him being angered. If his left foot twitches at any time, be sure to rub the back of his right ear, or he will be angered. Okay? Things that make no sense, but within, they might be completely coherent as to this creature and consistent throughout, but there are so many weird, nonsensical things that you have to memorize just to be able to function. It's like, I don't know if I want this job anymore. By the 70th rule, going over a month and a half of training courses just to care for this creature, you're going to be like, I don't know if I'm qualified for this job that I've taken. I might start shopping my my records around to a different company.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that I feel pretty unqualified every time you take on a new Mario Maker level because you don't know what to expect. Like it's a new experience every single time, and that's like the upside and the downside of the game is that like okay, like here's something new. I better like figure it out. Like, is this going to be a puzzle level? Is this going to be a troll level? Like, is this just going to be a speed run? Like, what's it going to be? And I don't know. I think that's cool. I think that you not being fully prepared and having to prepare on the moment is something that makes the game cool.
I hear you. And like being a caretaker for this creature could be a very rewarding, fulfilling experience for whoever ends up doing it. It's not for me. I know parenting. People often say about parenting, like, oh, you're never prepared before you become a parent. But you stumble through it and you learn, and it's rewarding. That's great. Being a parent is not for everyone. This game, like, if you love this game, amazing. I'm so glad for you. It looks like it's like Nintendo definitely listened and did a lot of improvements to this game over the old one. But still at its core, it's not for me. And I know a lot of people love it, but I get triggered.
I think I understand where you're coming from in that, like, I don't know if I want to learn every mechanic, or it's going to take, it seems like it's going to have a lot of upfront cost. And so,
yes,
like, how good do I want to get at this game? Like, it's got a very high level cap, but it looks so rewarding. Like, I watch guys like DGR and Ryukar and some of these other guys who, they are godly at this game, right? And so when you watch that, you're like, I think I could do that, right? And then again, like I say, normal 7 levels in, I'm like, I'm like, same thing, fetal position on the ground. I can't do this. So I still have to learn how to shell jump and whatever else, some of those advanced mechanics. But it takes time. Do I want to spend the time on that? I think yes. I just don't know how much of the time I want to spend learning it on stream in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like that personal decision that everyone kind of has to come up with.
Yeah. It looks like fun, though. I think it'd be fun.
And the audience, to touch a bit on the audience again, it seems like this game and this style of game definitely brings out the worst in a lot of people in the audience.
So I know that if I was going to build a game, I know if I'm going to build a game, it's probably going to be the dirtiest troll level. It's going to be so bad with all the hidden blocks and this, that, and it. Like, I don't know why. I've never built a level, but I want to do that so bad.
And I would never want to play it because it would suck.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think this brings out the best in people. Like, I've been streaming it a lot, and the levels I've been getting have been really good for the most part. There are some that are not good. They're annoying, and I hate them. But, like, the community that I have, they've been making really good levels, really thought-out levels, and it's just been a blast just playing everybody else's levels. We're just sharing levels everywhere. We're building a community that will allow us to be better, because even now I put like a feedback channel in my Discord, so you could play a level and say, hey, this is how I feel about your level.
Nice.
And how you can improve it. I think it's cool. It's a good game to build a community around.
For sure.
I see what you're saying. I'd like to amend what I said to an extent. I will say that it very much can bring out the best in a lot of people. It also gives a platform for trolls to be their worst.
But you're always going to have trolls in anything you do.
This
That's true.
Yes, I also but this game seems to encourage more than usual the trolls to come out of their lurk.
I don't know.
I play the trolls.
I play a lot of online games, and like Minecraft, the trolls are terrible in.
Yeah, and Fortnite is really bad.
Fortnite is awful too. Any online game where you're putting yourself out to the public, you're gonna bring in these trolls, and you just gotta not deal with them.
But you don't have to run the gauntlet they've created usually, like you do in this game.
Then just skip it. Just don't play it.
You just skip it.
So is there like a universal tag?
Every level?
Is there a universal tag that means troll level? Because I legitimately, like, I wasn't sure. I was like that'd be really cool if they had something where it's just like the community as a whole decided that something meant, hey, this is gonna be really hard.
There's no, so the tags are pretty generic. Like there's standard, there's speed run, auto level, music level, puzzle, yeah.
But nothing says hidden block required.
No, that's what I was hoping for.
You could put it in the description.
You could put a comment. You could put it in a comment too.
Yeah.
With so many variations of the rule set, there would be thousands of tags if there were for every individual.
But I feel like troll's a pretty broad category.
Yeah, though. Just even to have the troll category would be nice.
There's also then
what do you describe as a troll? I mean, like someone could have poured their heart and soul into a level and legitimately thinks it's a good one, and other people think this is a troll level because you put a block here.
Yeah.
I think anything with a hidden block, I would consider that a troll, because like the only.
But not everyone would, so it wouldn't be.
But the only person that knows that it's there is the creator.
I think if there's a situation where you can get soft locked, that's an instant troll. Like it'd be cool if the game could figure that out. Like if it looked at your level and they're like, oh, here you can get soft lock in these 5 different places, automatically puts a something. I don't know.
Yeah. The troll tag.
The troll tag.
Yeah, troll tag. But you can boo. You could like dislike levels in this one.
Yeah. That is one improvement over the first one. The first game did not have that. It was either like it or move on. Okay. So I'm really happy to see the dislike
thumbs up,
or
thumbs
meh
down system. Yeah.
But alright, so I played, somebody submitted this level. I guess one of the bigger YouTube channels covered it. And it's one of the most popular levels on Super Mario Maker right now. And it's a terrible level. It's just one big troll level. And it's getting tons of likes. It's getting tons of plays just because some popular channel covered it. Like that
sounds about right.
That's the biggest problem with this game is like the moderation is geared towards, people that already have. Yeah, it's a popularity contest. Exactly. Like a lot of people, I've been talking to a lot of people saying that they made a level like on Friday, and it hasn't been played yet by anybody. Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
So it probably works like YouTube, the YouTube algorithm, where like if you don't get views, if you don't get likes or interactions, they're not going to promote it.
So it's a huge popularity contest. I was watching my wife play a couple of levels on Course World. The first one she clicked on, like she sorted by popularity, and she clicked on it, and you get all those pop-ups of all the different comments.
Yeah.
One was a lewd image that was drawn.
I turned those off the second I turned the game on. I didn't. I know they existed, and I just turned them off.
Yeah, we didn't know, and we immediately turned them off as well. But we saw pop-ups like because it was a really popular level, so people were saying, hey, cool level, check out my level, and then their code. And other people are like, stop promoting your level in this level. And like,
oh my god,
it's just Facebook the game. Like, why would I want to? So yeah, turn that feature off. What other features I'm going to have to turn off?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it just seems weird that would be a thing that they would include.
Yeah, speaking of which, make sure to turn off your location services when you boot up.
Wait, what?
I'm kidding.
Really?
I'm kidding. Come on, guys. No way. Got him. Whoosh.
I wouldn't know. It's stinking Mario Maker. It could do nonsense like that.
People go after you for a terrible troll level you make.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of troll levels and stuff like that, I think it's cool. And when you were talking about the community being toxic, I actually wanted to agree with John. I sort of missed my window, but I wanted to jump in and say it now. I agree with John that I think the community, I've been lucky and I've been getting pretty good viewers who, if they do submit a troll level, they tell me it's a troll level. And then I go, okay, cool. Like, I'll give it a shot. Like, that's fine. Like, if it's a troll level, like, and you told me, like, I'll try it. Like, that's fine. And then I'll get a troll level that's really, he's like, it's a troll level, it's a troll level. I'm like, actually, this is just like a pretty good puzzle level.
Normal level.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle level. Like, it's not a troll level. It's like you just have to figure it out. And once you figure out which each like little section is, you work your way through and then you're done. And I was like, that's actually a good level, man. Like, don't say it's a troll level. Just say it's like a, it's a puzzle level. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, and then to about people, I wanted to say, people are like, when am I gonna get mine done? When's mine? I tried my best to make my own little queue on the side. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. Like right now, I'm just using a doc. I know, John, you use
I'm
Google.
using Google Forms.
So when you use your Google Forms, is it like, can you put like a numbered list so that you can be like, okay, yeah, you're like 4 away, 5 away?
Yeah, well, that's the one thing that I have to figure out. I thought you could. I thought if they submitted a level or they submitted to this form that they could just see all the responses and then they could see where they're at. But I don't think you can because they keep asking me how do I see the queue, and I'm like, I don't know.
Maybe
I think you can set that up through chatbot.
Oh, okay.
So they you can command and their thing to add it to the queue.
Oh,
yeah, but I don't know. That seemed a little too confusing. Google Forms was pretty easy.
What if you have a Google Forms that then inputs it into a Google Sheet or a Google Doc that's live that anybody can get to, but they can't edit?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, right. I know for the first Mario Maker, like Jesse Mercury was using a website.
Worlds?
I don't remember what the website was.
It's Warp World, but that doesn't work because the codes aren't long enough. Like
the
codes
in Mario
digit.
Maker.
Yeah,
now it's 9.
It'll update.
You know they're probably gonna update it for a Mario Maker 2.
Yeah.
Just
eventually.
Not time yet.
Yeah,
they need a minute.
Yeah, and I feel like I want to take a step back and say something real quick. I realize
is
that
it about a creature?
No.
Okay.
I realize that I'm very much likely in the minority with this game, and I can fully appreciate that. And I think part of it might be because I'm very much a one-player type of guy. I don't like a lot of interaction with other players. And, like, I don't do online multiplayer very well. I don't like it. Anytime I have to interact with other people's input into a game, I don't really care for it. Like, I played Balloon World in Mario Odyssey for a few streams, but eventually it was like, is this balloon out of bounds? No, it's not out of bounds. He. Okay, I'll try it. Oh, it's out of bounds. Thanks a lot. You know, so I got you trigger with that, and anytime there's interaction and people have direct control into how I experience a game, I don't really like so much, I've discovered. So that very well could be a big part of it, and it's very much a me thing. You know, the game looks like it's an incredible feat, you know, that a lot of people are great for liking. That's cool. But, I have huge problems with it personally. I just wanted to make sure I stated that very carefully. So I unstep on some of the toes that I probably have stepped on.
Yeah, well, they still hurt. Final thoughts on Mario Maker 2? Throw it over to Relyea.
Like I said earlier, I think it's going to be one of those ones where there's a lot of new mechanics going on, and you really have to decide, is this for you? Do you want to put in the work to learn all the mechanics to get the reward of the game and that experience of being able to climb the new leaderboard and this, that, and the other? I personally think it's going to be really, really fun, and I want to dig more into it. I really do.
John, final thoughts?
So I think the learning something new every level, that's probably the best part of it. Like, I was playing this is a Nintendo-made level. I didn't know that Kamek could transform the flagpole into an enemy or into something. So it just disappears, right? Yeah. And you can't avoid it in this level. It has to disappear. But the way you get it back is you have to kill Kamek, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So I like learning something new. Like I learned that you could like spin jump off of a lot of enemies. And like it's just interesting, and it's been a blast to play people's levels that I actually interact with, and I've like if I didn't have a community, I probably wouldn't like it as much if I was just playing random levels because it's not as fun.
Okay, and then I'll give my final thoughts. I'm going to piggyback off what John said. Basically, I think that YouTube and having a channel and streaming this game makes it better for me. I think that if I was just playing, like, it's not 100 Mario Challenge. What is it called?
Endless.
Yeah. If I was just playing Endless, I think eventually I would get bored. But being able to interact with my community and just have people submit levels and give live feedback, and then they're like, oh, I didn't know that you could do that in my level, like, thanks for pointing that out. I'm like, oh, cool, like, fix it and like send it to me again. I'll play it again. Like,
yeah, breaking levels is a blast.
Yeah, so it's just like been so fun to live stream this game. And yeah, I've got some trolls, but like, I get trolls who just come in and just say mean things to me. Like, that's just like, trolls are gonna happen. It's not even a troll level. You're just gonna have somebody come in and just like be a butthead. So like,
hi, my name is
yeah,
inappropriate 2 words put together.
Yeah. So like, I've just learned to accept it, especially because I used to stream a lot of Fortnite. So like, I'm used to troll people coming into my chat and like trying to like shake up my day.
There's a grizzled veteran.
So yeah, I just feel like this kind of stuff doesn't really bother me anymore. I have good moderators, and I just move on with my day. So that's pretty much it. That's all I have to say about Mario Maker 2. I think my YouTube community has been making it better. I'm really excited to make some levels tonight. I've been working on some, and I'm excited to unleash them onto the community.
They're troll levels, aren't they?
No, they're not. They're not. I like to make standard levels.
Okay, good.
I got 3 levels out there right now.
Nice. I played one of them.
How's your quest to become famous?
I'm getting there. I have like 2,000 maker points, so
all right,
kind of a big deal.
Very good.
Yeah,
it's all about that onesie, man.
Very good. And let's move on.
What about my final thoughts?
I thought you had.
You didn't get to go.
Thoughts.
No, I do have final thoughts.
Okay.
My final thoughts on it, and they might surprise you. It's not for everyone. I'm going to throw that out there, but if you like the first one, you'll very likely like this one much better. It's very much improved over the first one. They did a lot of things right, and still at its core, I think it's a flawed experience, but it's very much improved over the first. So if you like the first, you're going to love the second one. Definitely pick it up.
All right. Excellent. Varied opinions coming
Unless
from the
you like
PackCast.
amiibo costumes. Unless the only thing you liked were amiibo costumes, then don't pick it up.
Oh, man, that breaks my heart a little bit. All right, moving on. All right, so Nintendo is considering expanding the NES Online Switch library to other consoles. Now, if you don't know, if you subscribe to the NES Online service for their, I think it's like $20 a year or something like that, you get access to a handful of NES titles, and they have stated that they may expand that out to other consoles. And I am excited because I really want them to put Super Nintendo games onto the Switch so badly. That is my favorite era of video games. We had all 3 of the Donkey Kong Country games and Super Metroid and A Link to the Past with the grid-based exploration style. It was just so amazing. So those are the 5 games that I would be super excited for. I would pay so much money for that. Would you guys be excited for that? And if so, what system and games? Dan.
I would be excited to see them branch out into more consoles rather than just NES. One thing I would like to see them move away from is including so many darned special versions of the games that are already on there.
Mm-hmm.
But they're baby versions.
Just seems like unnecessary filler.
But the problem with the specials that I have is that literally what it is they've gone around and collected good stuff and put you into the middle of the game. It's a save state from the middle of the game with stuff already in your inventory. For example, of a type of game that you would have an inventory for. The problem with that, though, is that games are specifically designed to teach you how to play them. When you start them from the beginning, you are taught things as you go along, often. And if you get put into the middle of a game with items, you're not going to know what to do with them. You're not going to know where you are. You're not going to know what's going on? So they're almost always not the version to play, and it feels like they usurp a different game being added. Like they have 3 new games and one of them's a special. It's like, oh, I get 2 games this month. Yeah, so I hope they move away from that.
Yeah. So what console do you want, and what games are you looking forward to?
Ooh, SNES would be great. GameCube, please.
They're gonna make you pay money for that one, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it would be great to see GameCube. Even Wii games could be done relatively easily, because the Joy-Cons have IR cameras and sensors built in.
But you got to think about the file sizes. Once you graduate from N64, those file sizes get pretty big.
Right. I mean, it basically boils down to just bring us a good virtual console. And I know, like, the reason they might not have, like, they specifically chose not to do virtual console was maybe to give other developers a chance to release their own collections of their own old games. But the problem with that is, like, I recently picked up Sega Genesis Classics Collection, and the games are, like, unplayable because there's input lag. And I was really bummed. Over 50 games and I can't play them.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Yeah, it's really too bad. So so it all, when different people release different collections, it all depends on how well that individual company did to release that collection.
So Relyea, oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
Sorry, it doesn't have the Nintendo approval process or whatever, I guess. I don't know.
Relyea, what system and or games would you want to be added to this online Switch library?
I'm very much on board with the SNES. Nintendo 64 was amazing as well. Don't get me wrong. But it's just the logical next step. That's probably what we would get next. And so Donkey Kong was such a good series. As soon as you said that, Donkey Kong 1, 2, 3, but Donkey Kong Country 2, just special place in my heart for that one. I don't know. Dixie being able to spin around, just nostalgia for days. And then we also did get Super Mario RPG, which is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
Granted, the turn-based combat now might not be, it wouldn't sit with me as well now as it did back then, but still such a good game. Such a good game.
All right. How about you, John? Same
I don't want to be a broken record, but SNES, because it's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And I personally don't think the N64 games hold up. So I never feel inclined to play them again. But I could play Super Mario World and Super Metroid and
Yoshi's Island.
I'm not a huge fan of that one. I hate the baby crying the whole time.
Yeah, that's a little annoying.
Fair enough.
I mean, just get good.
That's true. Never get hit.
Yeah, just don't get hit.
I'm a huge fan I'm a huge fan of Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Mega Man X. So they usually come to the classic. They were on the SNES Classic, so they would probably come to the online, the Nintendo Switch Online stuff.
Except they did sell them as Switch games.
What, the Mega Man? Oh yeah, they sold Mega Man X as a collection, but they don't have Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
No,
I love that game. It's so hard. It's like the original Dark Souls. So
yeah,
it's very difficult. I like that he gets in his boxer shorts when he gets hit. It's funny to me.
I like how they make you beat the game twice.
Can I add the N64 to my list? And also Game Boy. Because you may not want it, John, but
Game Boy.
N64 I think would be good. But yeah, Game Boy. It's really tough. I've been going to used game shops and trying to track down some Game Boy games because now I have a way to stream them through the Retron. And it's tough to find some old good classic games. like Mario Land 1. I haven't been able to track down.
Oh, really?
It'd be really nice to
Dan, you got to send me a list, man. All the retro stores around my area, I could probably hook you up.
Okay,
Dan, you could play Super Mario Land 1 levels in Super Mario Maker because they have the Super Ball power up.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's like the one thing that's traveled over from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. Does anybody play the NES games?
No.
Yeah, I play Super Mario 3 like every 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a given.
About once a month, I dip in to see what's new. But yeah, Game Boy, N64. I want a good port of Mario 64. Portable. That's my wish list.
I want to
bring Mario 64 to the Switch without input lag. I'll be happy.
Cool.
Yeah, I just want a remaster of that game.
All right. Well, hopefully we will get all our wishes granted. Our final story of this wonderful PackCast is Stadia clashes with YouTube. So MatPat, the dude that makes the game theory videos, he made a video on how YouTube is ruining gaming. Basically, videos are being demonetized, not showing up in search or promoted. One game in particular is Mortal Kombat 11. Relyea, you want to speak to this a little bit?
Yeah, so I thought this was really interesting. He made a really good point in his video about how YouTube's ruining gaming, and specifically, if you were to play a game like Mortal Kombat 11, channels that are playing that are not showing up in search as much, and they are obviously not safe for all advertisers because of how gory and violent it is. So relatively large channels are going to stay away from it because it's going to affect the way that they get seen in search. It's going to affect their money. It's going to affect so much stuff. And to bring it full circle, this also affects the game itself. So if these large YouTubers aren't covering these big games like Mortal Kombat 11, well, now they're getting a lot less advertisement. So a lot less people are likely to play it, and so then it sells worse. So it's just this really big vicious cycle of how YouTube content creators, advertising, all of it's working together and to make gaming worse potentially.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems kind of crazy.
What's your hot take on this, Dan?
I think that YouTube could easily fix it, but they won't. But the way they could, if they wanted to, was to be able to say, hey, advertisers, there's going to be 2 tiers, family-friendly advertisements and mature content advertisements. If you're okay with mature content advertisements, go this way. There's a market for it. You can still advertise on these videos, and people can still be lucrative and, actually thrive on that type of content. I mean, you know how many violent movies there are that rake in big money? There's a market. There's, people can advertise on that. There shouldn't be just you're family friendly or there's nothing. But that's what YouTube is not willing to do for whatever reason, even though I think advertisers could easily adapt to it and be happy with that. There is not that option right now, and that's unfortunate.
So just to be fair, there is that option. So there's 3 different levels. There's 3 different levels. So when they say not suitable for all advertisers, that's literally them being in between everybody and you being able to get at least a little bit of money and whatever else. So there's a couple of different tiers. There's 3 where you still make money, I'm pretty sure. And so with that, it's video games is the only part of content that can be opted out of as compared to anything else. Like you could be a beauty channel, you can be a vlogger, you could be doing anything else, but video games specifically, it's one of the very few that you can actually opt out of. It's really strange the way they treat gamers in general. So I don't know.
That's so odd.
Yeah.
Really weird. And it seems like every little thing you do can potentially demonetize your video, and
or
they
just
need to
hide
move
it
away from that structure.
So, and then the whole thing about how Stadia is clashing with YouTube is that Google Stadia, almost all of the games that are coming over to YouTube are ones that are either going to get you demonetized. Was it Dance Dance Revolution 5 or X or whatever it is?
Just Dance 20.
Just Dance. There you go. That's the one that got a Spawn Wave.
Revolution.
It ruined a lot of people's live streams from E3 because it had music in it that they can't use. And so who's going to stream that on YouTube? Not a whole lot of people, because it's gonna affect their channel in a very big way. And so that Mortal Kombat 11, even Destiny being their flagship product, quote unquote violent. It's video game in general. It's just one of those things. It seems like Google and YouTube, they're not on the same page. And that was kind of what Matt Pat was getting at in that video.
So what I was just going to bring up, what was it? You just said Just Dance. What was the other Ubisoft game that wasn't Destiny?
It was Just Dance, Mortal Kombat 11, and Destiny were the three that I said.
Just Dance. My comment was for Just Dance. Sorry, I'm getting totally... So, in addition to people getting demonetized, they were also just getting their live streaming disabled. And for 90 days. Up to 90 days. And Ubisoft did eventually come out and they're like, we're aware of it, we're trying to fix the problem, but it's the reason that happened, like we've all come to the conclusion, is because of that Just Dance music.
Yep.
So no one is gonna stream that game because you can't. If you the second you stream it, you get that little light switch turned off.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's really not.
Getting live streaming disabled for 90 days should be like the absolute very last resort. Never, ever a first slap on the wrist. It's such a overly harsh penalty.
Dr. Disrespect streamed in a bathroom, and he only got banned from Twitch for 2 weeks.
Yep.
You know what they should do? Is they should send you an email that tells you exactly what you did wrong, and then maybe just take your video down until you can get to the bottom of it. How about that?
There's stuff in there that says that's how it's supposed to work. Like, if you were to use copyrighted music or whatever, you're supposed to get a first strike where it's supposed to give you essentially a warning. Nothing's supposed to happen. They're supposed to give you some time to fix it or whatever. It's not supposed to be a 90-day first strike kind of deal. I don't know if something was just broken temporarily or if it's just broken. I don't know.
It's been broken temporarily for the last 2 years or longer.
Permanently temporarily broken for about 2 years.
It's not a new thing. Yeah.
Yep. All right. John, you haven't spoke up much on the Stadia clashes with YouTube. Do you have much to say?
Well, I streamed Mortal Kombat 11 when it came out. And I got that yellow... dollar sign that says not suitable for all advertisers, but it didn't. I didn't get demonetized for that. I didn't get banned or anything. So I think they're probably gonna, they'll have some safeguards in there because they want Stadia to succeed and they want people using that platform to stream to YouTube or put content onto YouTube. So they're gonna promote content from Stadia more often than they're gonna promote content from elsewhere. So I think they'll have some sort of, safeguard to allow that content on there.
I mean, they have to. They have to assume that people who are live streaming that have the big audiences are doing it because it's a part of their source of income. So if they're going to block that source of income, they're not going to get the big YouTubers to play those videos. So they have to find a solution, or it's not going to take off as far as streaming.
It feels people are just going to go to Twitch.
It feels like it feels like the same thing that happened with Nintendo when they had their big creators program, when they started claiming everything. Just anything that had Nintendo in it got claimed. And then all the big YouTubers, they just stopped covering Nintendo stuff.
Or they tweaked all of their videos and they changed the pitch of the audio of the game. They would only show clips no longer than 30 seconds. They would speed up, slow things down. They would play. They're like, you want to play the game? We'll play the game.
Yep. Yeah. It's like so many hoops. There are always going to be hoops to jump through and ways to try to appease everyone. But eventually you have to decide, is this person maybe just unreasonable to deal with?
It's this person, Mr. YouTube in his hat and monocle.
But it'll be interesting. I've heard rumors that, eventually these companies that have the copyright for songs or whatever, they're getting played on Twitch all the way through, and nothing's happening to the videos until it turns into a video on demand afterwards, and then the song's just being stripped out. I have a feeling that eventually, maybe not, it might not come in the next year or so, but eventually they are going to start doing something to people who are using the music on Twitch. I mean, they're using other people's music. It doesn't belong to them. It's
for free.
For free, and it's going to come eventually. Even if maybe they have to pay for a Pandora style service that allows them to stream any music within this thing. I don't know. Well, I have a feeling that even just with like Shazam, you can figure out what the song is pretty quickly and be like, yep, nope, shut it down. Shut down the live stream. They're using somebody else's music. Like, it's going to hit big.
How do they do it in like Starbucks? Like what sort of plan do they work out?
They pay for a plan, whether it's on Pandora or whatever. You can get a business Pandora plan, but Starbucks is so big they probably have their own thing. Like they have their own like artists and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. I could be completely mistaken, but
you see where I'm going with that, right? Like there could be some type of like business plan, like you were saying.
Yeah. I believe it'll come something like that. Yeah.
There's a precedent somewhere for it.
Oh, I think also storefronts are a little bit different classification because it's an audience that is physically present in a location and is limited to who's going to fit versus potentially everyone in the world tuning into something digitally. So there is a difference there. I will say, though, that I would gladly pay a monthly fee to access a service that has only music that has been cleared for play, that like I could turn on a thing, have all this access to a whole big library of music that I can play whatever I want from, and it's guaranteed to not clash with copyright. I would love that. If that existed, I would be so happy.
I pay for something like that for my YouTube account. What is it? Epidemic Music.
Yeah,
but it's not.
It's not a guarantee.
It's not Beyonce either.
Yeah,
right.
So, but on the flip side, I had a video that got claimed. It literally had no music in it. I do not put music in my videos for that purpose. It still got claimed by some third party. The title of it was third party company, AdSense, whatever. I'm just like, who are you? What is this? And they stole it. They stole the revenue from it, and it hasn't been 30 days, so they get to keep taking the money.
Yeah, and the messed up thing about the situation, like it's the claim process is so messed up with YouTube that like when you get a claim on your video and you refute the claim, the refutation of that claim, if that's a word, I think it is, goes to the person who made the claim, and it's up to them to decide whether their claim that they made is valid or not. Yeah. Of course they're going to say, my claim's valid.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like, hey, I lied. And then the process is, did you lie? And then it's like,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, when you make a refutation of a claim, your personal information is exchanged with that party for legal purposes.
What?
And so,
yeah. That's messed up.
That is not something that should be happening.
There was wasn't there a company claiming a ton of stuff like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I tweeted about it. I forget what their name was, but it was just some random company that had no association with whatever music or game, or they definitely don't represent me. So I was just super confused, like who this company was. They're like, "Oh yeah, we made this video." I'm like, "Nope, no, you didn't." And I think
how could you have?
Yeah, I got 16 emails in the course of like 20 minutes or something like that. Yeah. And it was just like bing,
really
bing,
old,
bing, 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 super old, unlisted videos.
Unlisted too?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's straight up stealing. It's straight stealing. Even if they were to be like, okay, never mind, just kidding, you can have it back. It actually was yours. They don't give the money back. Oh,
I remember.
Have you ever seen Office Space?
Yes.
Yes.
So that scam where they're skimming
the pennies,
pennies on a dollar. That's exactly what it is. They're skimming pennies off of every single channel.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we'll just do 2 here. 2 videos here, video there, or 14, whatever. But man,
these are banking on people not reporting it. Like I didn't report it.
John reported.
But
I remember
you guys are telling me that I have to give them my personal information. I don't want to report it now. I'm not making any money on those videos anyway. So
Yeah.
I remember like 5 years ago when like Adpocalypse 1.0 happened, there was like one of the measures they talked about that they were going to implement was that like basically an intermediary fund would be created while the dispute was in process for all the ad revenue to go into, and then whoever wins that dispute gets that fund.
They should do that.
They should. They said they were going to, and I've never seen it implemented.
This is the first
time hearing
years. That, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing that they said they were going to do, and I don't think they did. YouTube.
Definitely not. Well, they also said that you were going to have to state exactly where in the video a song or whatever was used. And I don't know. It's like, can you even prove that song was used? I mean, it's blatantly false when there's no music and they're like, yep, this is my song.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not your song, bro.
It's not your song, bro. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Final thoughts on anything we talked about today. Honestly, we did 3 stories today because we were so deep into Mario Maker. So the things we covered today, Masuda, we're not going to talk about the Pokemon stuff. We'll talk about that next week. Mario Maker 2, we had lots of thoughts on Mario Maker 2. Nintendo considering expanding the NES Online library to other consoles and games. And Stadia clashing with YouTube. And YouTube in general just being total trash for gamers. Do you guys have any final thoughts or things you wanted to sum up, things you maybe missed that you wanted to say? Why don't you go first, Dan?
YouTube is garbage.
Everyone should while saying it on YouTube.
Yeah, this is on YouTube, by the way. We're not on
Twitch. Yes. For live streams especially. I mean, for non-live content, there is something to be said for it, but it's still not a good place for creators. It is a hassle to deal with. And I wish that another company would rise up to rival them, but I doubt that it will happen in a very long time, if ever.
Okay. Relyea. Actually, we'll save you for last, because I'll ask you more questions. John, final thoughts?
So I've been trying to make Mario Maker a better place for everybody involved. I made a video on how to make a good Mario Maker level.
Thank you for that.
And I'm trying to get a community together where everybody plays each other's levels, so they get shuffled into the algorithm and we all get famous. So
great.
I like it.
Wonderful. I'll go. I'm very much enjoying Mario Maker 2. I can't wait to play more online on stream. It's been really fun playing with you guys. And I want my Super Nintendo games. And YouTube has done me dirty plenty of times, but not dirty enough to where I'm going to throw in the towel yet. And I still will sit on the fence on Stadia until I see how it's affecting other channels before I commit to buying it. And Relyea, my question to you is, do you have anything that you want to say that you didn't say, or final thoughts on our topics? / did you enjoy your time here today?
First off, I absolutely enjoyed it. This is so much fun. Like, I would love to guest star on podcasts and stuff. Like, this is cool. Like, I don't know. I don't get to, like, hang out with the other YouTubers. Don't get to hang out with the boys, you know?
Don't hang out with the boys. That was awesome having you. Yeah.
As far as final thoughts. Sorry, go ahead.
Thanks for joining us. It's fun. It's always fun.
Indeed.
Involving other people in the community. That's the whole point of the game pack, you know?
Yeah. It's good. I like what you guys do. You guys have so much energy, and I love the way that you guys work together and support each other and everything. It's really cool to watch, and I'm glad that I got to come join for a little bit. So, cool. As far as final thoughts, I really want Google Stadia to work. I want it to be a cool thing that doesn't have so much lag and latency that it's broken. I want it to be a very cool platform that integrates with YouTube and where I can upload and stream 4K videos or just play it at really, really high end stuff and have viewers just jump into games with me or whatever. Like, all of that stuff sounds so cool. But they need to execute on it, and it has to be done well. And they need some really good what do you call it? First party games. They need to come up with their own games. Piggybacking off Destiny 2 is not going to cut it.
Nope, it is not. That game is how old now? It's
like 2 years. It's probably 2 years old.
That game is
that game's over.
All right. So normally we end the podcast by saying what we've been playing, but I think that I can definitively say we've pretty much been playing Mario Maker 2. Is there anything else you guys wanted to jump in to say, like, oh, I'm also playing this that we haven't,
Well, I'm always playing Hollow Knight. That's like the only thing I'm doing. It's Hollow Knight, live streams once a week. I just learned how to mod the game on PC. I'm very excited because that kind of just changes everything. I've never modded a game before, so I'm like, what's going on? Am I going to break it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm freaking out, man. But it's cool. I'm excited.
Data lost.
Oh my gosh! Don't. That's why my main game files are all on the Nintendo Switch. So I'm not too worried. If everything dropped out, it'd be fine. But it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
Cool.
I'm actually really excited because I've been playing something other than Super Mario Odyssey. This last week, I finally got around to 100%ing Super Mario Sunshine for the first time ever.
Very cool. Congrats.
Yeah.
It is great. The final 3D Mario mainline game that I hadn't 100%ed, and I can finally say that I have. It didn't age most gracefully as it could have, but it was certainly a journey, and now it's over, and I'm happy that it's over, and now the camera in Odyssey is backward from what is Forest and Sunshine.
Sunshine is backwards.
Yes, Sunshine is backwards. Exactly. That is exactly it. And now it's a struggle to adapt back to Odyssey. Yeah. So that's what I've been experiencing lately.
Yeah. I had a very similar experience when I went back to Sunshine. I was like, this is incorrect, and you cannot change it. You cannot change it.
Yep.
John, have you been playing anything else besides Mario Maker?
I picked up Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
I also picked it up. Did you play it?
I did. It's good. It's if you guys don't know, it's from the maker of Castlevania. Igarashi, is that what his name is?
I can't remember.
I don't know. Well, it's a spiritual successor to Castlevania, and it reminds me a lot of Symphony of the Night. And it's really good. I've been enjoying it. The backtracking and all the Castlevania stuff that you're used to is in that game, and it's a good time.
Sweet. I bought it. I got it delivered to my place, and I haven't opened it yet. So the only thing I've been playing has been Mario Maker 2, and then also I think I mentioned it last time, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Been playing that, getting really back into Dragon Ball. It's been kind of fun. But are
you any further with the seasons?
Yes, I am at the end of season 6, moving into 7. So we have got spoiler alert to a 20-year-old show. Go Tanks has just been formed.
Tanks.
So they just Goten and Trunks has just figured out how to do the fusion dance, and they are now Go Tanks. Yeah. And that's the episode that I'm on. The second they actually figure it out. So I'm excited.
I like their finger touching.
Yep.
Maybe can I finger touch with somebody? Is somebody over there?
We don't know.
I'll go like this.
If we all do it.
I think this is it. Maybe it's like this.
Oh no, this is just weird now.
No. Somebody. We'll get it in editing. We'll get it in editing. There we go. There. All right.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you especially to Relyea for coming and co-hosting with us today. Thank you, John. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it coming in, co-hosting every week. And Camillo, we did miss you, okay?
I do miss
Cam. You. We missed you. We really wanted to talk about that Pokemon stuff. We missed you. So
especially
the link
Cam's my favorite.
You're like, I wanted to do this with Cam. You guys suck. So guys, don't forget all of our personal channels are in the links in the description below. Make sure to check out Relyea. All of his content is spectacular. All of our socials and websites and stuff are down below in the description. And that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and especially, this is the new thing that we've been pushing, the notification bell. You guys got to ring the notification bell because YouTube does not just alert you if you are subscribed, it alerts you if you hit that notification bell. Also, the Discord, the GamePack Discord link is in the description below. That's it. I'm done. That's all the promotion / whatnot that we need. I'm going to start waving and saying thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 See ya.